Athens Airport, and how do you get from there to the city? In this video, I, George Esperidis-Bezborodko, the author of possibly the best guidebook to Athens, will tell you about the 5 easiest and most accessible ways to travel between the city and Athens Airport. The first way, which I often use myself as a romantic soul and a lover of railways, is, of course, the Athens Metro. The blue line of the Athens Metro connects the port of Piraeus, from which ships depart to all the Greek islands, with Athens Airport. It's a very convenient way to get around because, unlike other types of transport, metro trains are rarely late and run almost around the clock, and the airport metro station is just 5 minutes away from the arrivals terminal. All you need to do is exit the building, cross the road, go up the escalator, walk along a relatively short corridor, buy a ticket at a special multilingual ticket machine, and then go down to the platform. The most important thing, when you get there, is not to confuse the platform where the blue Metro line train stops with the suburban commuter train. It's actually quite easy not to mix up these trains. The suburban train stop is marked in yellow on the signs, while the metro train stop is marked in blue. The metro trains are equipped with air conditioning and very convenient luggage racks for your bags. The only downside to this way of getting around, I would say, is the presence of, well, less fortunate members of society who make a living from pickpocketing in the Athens Metro. So keep that in mind when you're in the metro. Watch your pockets. Don't put anything in your back, jeans pockets, and don't let your suitcases out of your sight. Other than that, it's a wonderful way to get around. You can take the blue line straight to the central square of Athens, Syntagma station, or, if Athens is just a stopover for you, directly to the port of Piraeus. A metro ticket costs €9, and the last train on the airport Piraeus port route leaves at around midnight. The second way to get out of the airport is by bus. 3 of them depart directly from the arrivals terminal. Bus number X95 can take you, with relative comfort, to the city's central square, Syntagma, and will drop you off right in front of the Athens Parliament building. Most often, the majority of Athens hotels are located relatively close to the central square. Therefore, if you are staying in the city centre, the X95 bus will be your ideal choice. The X96 bus runs along the route Athens Airport, Piraeus Port, essentially following the same path as the Athens Metro. This bus route might be useful for you if you arrive in Athens late at night when the metro is already closed, which usually happens after midnight. Buses, unlike the metro, run around the clock and, especially at night when the city roads are clear, they do so quite quickly. The third route, X97, terminates in the suburban area of Eleftherios, which is located near the Athenian Riviera. I don't think it will be particularly useful for you, as this area isn't a tourist destination. Nevertheless, keep in mind that you can get from the airport to the sea directly by bus. There in Eleftherios, you'll also find the terminus of the red line of the Athens Metro, which you can use, for example, to travel from Eleftherios to Syntagma Square or to the Acropolis station, which is located right in front of the ticket offices of Athens' main attraction. The only downsides to this type of transport are possible unforeseen circumstances, such as traffic jams, a broken air conditioner, or the driver being in a bad mood and wanting to finish his shift quickly, so he takes corners at 60 miles an hour. Nevertheless, these buses are also equipped with good spaces for storing your luggage. And if you arrive in Athens late at night and have no other choice, buses will be your salvation. A ticket for all 3 of these bus routes costs €6, and you can buy it either at the ticket office as you exit the arrivals terminal or at a multilingual ticket machine at the entrance to the metro station. I need a leopard cat like Dali had. The third option is suitable for those who enjoy a deep cultural immersion. That is, taking a taxi,
You ever get in a taxi in Greece? You have to go where the cab driver lives. I got in a taxi, I'm going to Kifisia. No, I don't live there, I don't go there. But I'm going to Kifisia, I'm going to Glyfada. You go there. You go there, πίνες αυτό, ναι. I love Greeks. This is my taxi, I go where I want to go.
By an unspoken rule, the fare for transporting passengers between the airport and the city is €50. These €50 cover not only your own transport, but also the carriage of your luggage to almost any point in the city. And, in addition, you'll get a brief summary of the last 2,000 years of Greek history, an overview of the country's current political and economic situation, priceless recommendations for visiting Athens' main attractions, most of which, by the way, are run by the taxi driver's cousins, uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces, or godchildren, and in some cases, you'll even be treated to some incomparable musical accompaniment. If, like me, you enjoy relaxing after a long flight, sinking into a luxurious, soft leather seat, cooled by air conditioning, in a fully tinted car, leaning against the window and slowly watching the Athenian pampas and the sun-baked Attic plains pass by, then, of course, the very best choice for you is a private transfer. Just like in some 70s film, a wonderful, smartly dressed driver will meet you in the arrivals hall holding a sign with your name, take your luggage, and all that's left for you to do is relax with a cool drink in a leather seat, accompanied by pleasant music or complete silence. If you're traveling alone or with one or two companions, of course, a standard saloon car will suit you just fine. But if you're traveling with a large family, many transfer companies also have minibuses available. You'll find the contact details for the best transfer agencies in Athens in the description below this video. The fifth way to leave the airport is Carsharing, which has recently appeared and finally made its way to our wonderful Balkan Peninsula, a service long familiar to people from Northern and Central Europe. Hiring a car at the airport and driving it into Athens is a fairly straightforward and quite economical solution. There's just one small catch. You can only leave a car rented through Carsharing at a special parking lot belonging to a single network called Polis Parking. Parking lots from this network are not always conveniently located near your residence in Athens. Therefore, it's quite possible you'll find yourself in a situation where, after arriving in Athens from the airport in a car-sharing vehicle, you'll have to pay extra to order a taxi from Polis Parking, or make your way to your destination by bus or metro. So, this method won't suit everyone. As for regular car rental, of course, if you're brave enough, you can use this way of getting around too. But keep in mind, as Forrest Gump's mother used to say, life is like traffic in Athens. You never know which street will be two-way. Indeed, there is a certain kind of anarchy in the way traffic is organized in Athens. At the most unexpected moment, when you have a green light, some pensioner might suddenly leap onto your bonnet. And even if he survives, it's hardly the best way to start your Athens holiday. So, be attentive and careful, and it's better to use a transfer service with professional drivers who are used to Athenian conditions. The main piece of advice I want to give you all is, under no circumstances should you panic when you see Greek signs, use instructions, buy good guidebooks, and enjoy your time in Athens.